Hi, Bookish Friends. This is a special, cozy, chill episode. I have my Goth Babe shirt on, and I'm so excited. I have a little apple candle burning. I have some book boxes that I really want to share. I have a few books that I really want to share that I just got in the mail. I have some books that I've gotten over the past few months. I have a book that I just released an episode on when this episode comes out. So I'm just so excited. So let's do a little mini book haul, and I will make sure to link the books below so you can check them out. It is spooky season, so I am talking all books that are spooky, some sexy books. We're going for a one nonfiction book. So I'm super, super excited. So let's just hop right into it. First box, I opened up a little bit because I didn't want you guys to hear like weird sounds in the background, but I don't know which book this is in. So I did pre-order two books. So hopefully one of them comes very, very soon. But this is one that I pre-ordered because I know pre-orders really help authors. So this is The Maid and Her Monster by Maddie Martinez. I cannot wait to read this book. Ever since I heard about it, I've been like, I got to get my hands on it. So what is it about? Oh, I love that sound. Okay. The forest eats the girls who wander out after dark. As the healer's daughter, Malka has seen how the forest curse has plagued her village, but when the Osmini church, I'm so sorry if I pronounced that wrong, comes to collect its tithe, they don't listen to the warnings about a monster lurking in the trees. After a clergy girl wanders too close to the forest and Malka's mother is accused of her murder, Malka strikes an impossible bargain with the zealot Ozomni priest. If she brings him the monster, he will spare her mother from execution. Venturing into the blood-soaked woods, Malka finds a monster, though not the only one she expects. An inscrutable, disgraced golem who agrees to implicate herself, but only after Malka helps her free the imprisoned rabbi who created her. Yet a deal easily made is not easily kept, and as their bargain begins to unravel as a much more sinister threat, protecting her people may force Malka to endanger the one person she has left home to save, and face her growing feelings for the very creature she was taught to fear. So this is a debut novel. And I just love a little blurb at the bottom that says, myth of the golem as a gorgeous, atmospheric new fantasy rooted in history and folklore and a sapphic romance. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to read this. This is The Myth and the Maiden and the Monster by Maddie Martinez. I love stories that have sapphic representation, myths, legends, dark fantasy elements, and atmospheric. So this is one that I am super, super excited to read, and it just came out. Let me know if you want me to do a book talk about it, because I definitely can. Okay, so the next book that I want to mention, this has been out for a while, but the cover pulled me in, and this is a lot darker. This is House of Hollow by Krystal Sutherland. I actually got this book at a Five and Below in my town. So I was like, oh, a steal. We love a steal. We love a little deal. So this book follows three sisters. They disappeared when they were children, and then they showed back up in like a month. It was wintertime. They were nude. They had white hair. Their eyes were black. And the dad was like, those are not my kids. And the mom was like, yeah, something's off. And long story short, years passed by and weird stuff happens around them. Two of the daughters like got kicked out. They moved away, created these lives for themselves. And then the youngest is noticing some strange things happening. And one of her sisters goes missing again. And then she sees a man with a bull mask staring at her down the road. So this is just creepy stuff going on. This has body horror. This has sapphic and bi representation. It's really about the sisterhood and about the mystery of finding the missing sister. This is incredibly dark. I have a book talk coming about it soon, a little episode. I discuss non-spoiler episode, and then I do a spoiler talk in that same episode. So that should be out by now, so you can definitely check this out. Okay. And if it's not out, don't worry. It will be coming out this autumn. So this book is not spooky, but it is spicy. So I'm excited to read this one. And this is from the same author who wrote Praise, which I was a huge fan of. And this is The Good Girl Effect by Cate. I cannot wait to read this book. I pre-ordered this baby too. I'm here to support the authors. The edges are gorgeous. They're this dark pink kind of color, almost fuchsia, and they have the SC on it. So it's very, very fun. So yeah, this is part of the Salacious Legacy, and I'm beyond excited to read it. So let's hear a little bit about the story. His praise is forbidden, his secret irresistible. Jack St. Clair is a desperate and grieving single father. He buries himself in his work, running a brand new kink club in Paris. Instead of handling his grief, he has built a fortress around his heart, and this time he hired someone to help him take care of his daughter before things get worse. Camille Abert wasn't looking for a new job. She just wanted to return her lost love letter she found within the pages of a book. But when she's mistaken for a job candidate and hired as Jack's live in nanny, something tells her this is exactly where she needs to be. Shortly after arriving, Camille discovers a strange room in the apartment, that sparks her curiosity and hints at a dark, mysterious side to Jack that she's desperate to uncover. The lines between professional and personal blur dangerously as the heat between them becomes impossible to ignore. She's drawn to the broken man who hides his grief in ropes and bondage, and she challenges him in ways that he never thought possible. Caught between her growing feelings for Jack and the ghosts of his past, Camille must decide, can love heal a heart still grieving, or will their passion destroy them both? And that is The Good Girl Effect by Sarah Cate. I cannot wait to read this. I heard this book has praise. Since Sarah Cate is so amazing at writing spicy moments and build up, I'm just beyond excited to read this. Also, the inside has some really beautiful character art. It shows her blindfolded and him caressing her. Ooh, what a treat. So I cannot wait to read this. Diving back into some spooky vibes, there is a book that is coming out later this September that I was blessed enough to get an early copy of, and that is The Dead of Summer by Ryan La Sala. This is an author I cannot wait to interview very soon, fingers crossed. But this is definitely giving all the spooky, amazing vibes the Honeys gave. I adored that book. This book just came out. It's coming out very, very soon. So let me tell you a little bit about it. 2 days before, Ollie Veltman is finally coming home to the quaint island of Anchor's Mercy after a year away while his mom battled cancer. It should be a celebration. His mom is cancer-free, and she's determined to have the best summer ever. But Ollie's now ex-best friends think he abandoned them, and he's returning with a lot of questions. Because of a place that's perfect on the surface and a secret rots beneath the waves, a secret that could explain his mother's illness and the illness of so many other locals. Ollie's desperate search for truth turns life or death when a storm descends upon the island. In its wake, a long sunken horror rises 3 weeks after. Ollie is being held in an isolation aboard a military hospital ship in the harbor. They say he's a survivor, but they only know half the story. The truth is more monstrous than Ollie ever believed. He suspects his survivors aren't here to save anyone. Ooh, his saviors aren't here to save anyone. Interesting. Only Ollie can stop what's coming, but that means getting back to Anchor's Mercy before it vanishes, taking with it everyone he has ever loved. And that is The Dead of Summer. If y'all aren't familiar with Ryan LaSala, his books have body horror, have these really intense elements of the main character kind of going through changes, both emotionally, maybe even mentally. He has this really, really great way of building a world where the Honeys was set on a summer camp, and he made me feel like I was there. And every spooky moment, every culty scene, every like creepy critter or like weird mind game, he put you in that world. And now with The Dead of Summer, it's going to make the beach terrifying. And I'm so, so excited to read this. I'm very, very grateful to have a copy. So that's going to be fun. Okay, so we're hopping into one of the nonfiction books that I really wanted to read. I only have one for this haul, and I'll be discussing this book with the author very soon. But that is The Conjuring of America, Mojos, Mermaids, Medicine, and 400 Years of Black Women's Magic by Lindsey Stewart. This is a book that I knew I had to read right away because I was honestly pulled in by the first chapter. I was pulled in by the audiobook. The person who read the audiobook, her voice was so beautiful. And I just knew I had to get a copy of the physical to read and to make tabs and to just really sink my teeth into this story. So let me describe a little bit of it to you. Emerging first on plantations in the American South, enslaved conjure women used their magic to treat illnesses. These women combined their ancestral spiritual beliefs from West Africa with local herbal rituals and their therapeutic remedies to create conjure, forging a secret well of health and power hidden to their oppressors and many of the modern day staples we still enjoy. In The Conjuring of America, Black feminist philosopher Lindsey Stewart exposes this vital contour of American history. In the face of slavery, Negro mammies fashioned a legacy of magic that begat herbal experts, fearsome water bearers, and powerful mojos, roles and traditions that for centuries have been passed down to respond to Black struggles in real time. And when Jim Crow was born, granny midwives and textile weavers leveled their techniques to protect our civil and reproductive rights, while candy ladies fed a generation of freedom crusaders. Sourcing firsthand accounts of the enslaved dispatches from the lore of Oshan and the wisdom of the beloved Black women writers, Stewart proves indisputably that conjure informs our lives in ways that are remarkable and ordinary. Wow. And above all, The Conjuring of America is a love letter to the magic of Black women used to sow messages of rebellion, freedom, and hope. So I am beyond excited to talk to this author very, very soon and to share this book and just my love of this book with y'all. But I just wanted to share a little bit of that. And I'm also going to share the first two sentences of this book in the introduction. And in the introduction, it says, how to keep that ish off you. It's a curse word, but I don't know if I can say that. If you're on social media, you've probably come across the hashtag Black Girl Magic. Maybe you've also seen it scrawled across a t-shirt, featured on a wine label, or referenced in a popular television show like Scandal or Queer Eye. As ambiguous as the phrase Black Girl Magic is in American culture, its historical origins are less well known. So that was the first two sentences that pulled me in for The Conjuring of America by Lindsey Stewart, and I cannot wait to have her on the podcast very soon. Okay, so I'm pulling up one of my last books for this haul. I also have a book box that I'll be showing y'all and unboxing in real time. But the book that I want to reference right now is recently come out. It is by the author of Cackle, and that is Play Nice by Rachel Harrison. I cannot wait to share this episode. I will be discussing this book, and I'll also be discussing House of Hollow. I wanted to follow this theme of haunted houses and sisterhood, so that is what you get in both of these books. I'm currently reading this right now, but I really, really wanted to read this because I adore a spooky house, possession elements and stories, family dynamics, and I really like mixed media in books as well. So I know in this book, there's a book within a book. So that is all I need. Let's read a little bit about Play Nice. I also got this through Book of the Month, so it was like $10, I think. Okay. It's just waiting for you to come home. Cleo Louise Barnes leads a picture-perfect life as a stylist and influencer. But beneath the glossy veneer, she harbors a not-so-glamorous secret. She grew up in a haunted house. Well, not haunted, possessed. After Cleo's parents' messy divorce, her mother and Alex moved Cleo and her sisters into a house occupied by a demon. Or so Alex claimed. That's not what Cleo's sister remembered, and what the courts determined when they stripped her custody of after she went off the deep end. But Alex was insistent. She even wrote a book about her experience in the house. After Alex's sudden death, the supposedly possessed house passes to Cleo and her sisters. Where her sisters see childhood trauma, Cleo sees an opportunity of house flipping content. Only as the house makeover process begins, Cleo discovers that there might be some truth to her mother's claims. As memories resurface and Cleo finally reads her mother's book, the presence in the house becomes real and more sinister, revealing ugly truths that threaten to shake Cleo's beautiful life at its very foundation. I cannot wait to read this book. Oh my gosh. I also wanted to reference one of my favorite elements of this book, which is in the very beginning. And it is the three quotes that the author puts when you first open the book. And the three quotes, I'm going to read them to you. They're very spooky. Yes, yes, I will accept you, demon. I will not cover your mouth. By Annie Saxton, Demon. It seeks affection. Hungry, it fiends. Look at me. You looking? And that's from Doja Cat's song Attention. Behind every crazy woman is a man sitting very quietly saying, what, I'm not doing anything, by Jade Sharma from Problems. So I am currently reading this and I cannot wait to release my episode to y'all with House of Hollow and Play Nice. It's going to be like a double episode. So let me know if you want a spoiler talk about this one or if you would like it to be non-spoiler because I can keep it very vague. Okay, the last thing I want to show y'all is a book box that I have been looking forward to forever. I am an ambassador for Jay's House, which is a Black woman-owned bookstore. They have an online location. They do tabling events here in South Florida. And I am so proud to be an ambassador with them because their book boxes are full of sweets and tea and usually have 2 hardcover books. This is super exciting because I just love how much care they put into their book boxes. So let's open it up together. Okay, so this is what it looks like when you first open it up. This is the Wild Fates book box. So that's fun. What's included in this box is 2 featured books. One is a deluxe edition of Blood Moon by Brittney S. The other is a bonus book, Lady Dragon by A.M. Strickland. So what is Blood Moon about? This is a dark and thrilling enemies to star-crossed lovers werewolf romance set on a small town college campus. Also, apparently Blood Moon is heavily inspired by the Vampire Diaries, specifically Bonnie. And for anyone out there, y'all know justice for Bonnie. She was done dirty. The second book in here is Lady Dragon. This is Samantha, a human princess, and Keurig, a contender for a dragonic queenship. Our leaders coming of age in the midst of war. Some items in this box I'm so excited for is a Beasts and Monsters bookmark, Werewolf by Maple Walnut Coffee from Fable Grounds, an enchanted storybook Sugar Plum Patch wax melts from Fantastical Wicks, a limited edition salted vanilla Pocky, Cheesecake Popcorn from City Pop, and a chocolate sandwich cookie. So exciting. Oh my gosh. So let's hop into it. I have some popcorn. This is so cute. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, that's so cute. These wax melts are absolutely so pretty. I have the salted vanilla Pockies. I've never had these before, so I'm excited to try that. Whoa, this is such a big pack. This is the sandwich. This is the chocolate sandwiches, little cookies. I'll be good with some tea. Ooh, maple walnut flavored coffee. This is Werewolf Bite. That's cute because that goes with the Blood Moon vibes. I love that. Okay. I like their bookmarks so much because they're originally made. They do their own designs, I think. So that's so cool. Hey there, be monsters. That is so cute. And then love is a beast on the other side of the bookmark. That is adorable. And now the grand reveal. Ooh. Blood Moon. Oh my gosh. This is such a beautiful copy. The edges have this really pretty spray detailing of flowers. They almost look like dark roses or like daisies. So let's read a little bit of what Blood Moon is truly about. Marabella Owens grew up with legends of wolves that traveled to her Midwestern town to protect humans from vampires, of a werewolf that fell in love with one of the undead, unrevealing a blood-soaked history. But Mira stopped believing in those fairy tales years ago. She stopped believing in a lot of things after her mom left without a trace when she was only 13. As Mira begins her freshman year at Lakeland University, she's ready to leave the past behind her. Only the past isn't finished with her yet. Strange animal attacks are occurring around campus, reopening cold cases tied to her mother's disappearance, and the only person who seems to know anything is Julian Santos, the boy who is hell-bent on getting Mira to leave campus for reasons she can't begin to understand. But Mira refuses to let him keep secrets, not when the truth is the difference between life and death. Mira will have to accept that there is so much more to the old town myths and her growing feelings for Julian, and that she ever could have imagined. And as the blood moon rises, she will come to know a world that will shatter her past and change her future. And that is Blood Moon by Brittney S. Lewis. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to read this book. So I held hands with a monster and I followed him into the woods. Blood Moon feels like watching a CW show, circa Vampire Diaries era. And I do mean that as the highest compliments. You're not going to want to miss this one. And that is a quote from Katie Robert. Oh my gosh. Let's read the first sentence of the first page. Ooh, the dedication is beautiful. For the readers who long to see a reflection of themselves in their favorite stories, this one is for you. That is so sweet. Even a man who is pure in heart and says his prayers at night may become a wolf when the wolfbane blooms and the moon is full and bright, by Kurt Sudmek. The legend. Forbidden was the apple, but she ate it anyway. Article 1, Lost Letters from Aiden to the First. It was the light flickering from the candle on my bedside table that caught my attention, the way it wavered from the appearance of her, my mother. Ooh, this sounds so good. Okay, I cannot wait to read this. All right, let's look at the last book in this book box, and that is Lady Dragon. I have had my eye on this book, so I can't believe I have it in my hands. Okay, so let's read a little bit about this one. And let me know if you guys like when I read the first line of a book to you to give you a little taste tester for it, because I enjoy doing that, and I am a huge fan of dedications in books. The age of queens is over, unless they can save it. Since the war between humans and dragons left the leaders of both species slain, the last human king of Andreth and the legendary dragon queen, the two queendoms have been living under a tentative truce. Only women will sit on the throne of Andreth, and the dragons will have free passage to the human lands. And if a man ever try to retake the throne, the dragonic realm will retaliate. Samina and Kirik are two new leaders leading the coming age of war-scattered lands. Samantha, a reluctant human princess, and Kirik, the favored contender of the dragonic queenship. Per tradition, Kirik must undergo the distasteful task of using a mysterious gem called the Heartstone to shift into human form and maintain the strained ties between the species and study human weaknesses, a new and secret mission she's been given by her queen. As the princess and the dragon girl grow closer, they are sent to investigate a potential breach of the treaty and encounter a plot that could reignite an even bloodier war. While fighting to maintain the peace their ancestors fought for and uncovering centuries of old secrets, Samantha and Kirik must grapple with their betraying of their clashing nations or their unexpected feelings for each other. I love fantasy and I adore queer representation. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, is this story about us? I need it. I want it. I love it. I desire it. Oh my gosh. And the cover is a dragon. It's giving Maleficent, like the dragon. Maleficent, it's like this big black dragon with flames behind. And then there is a knight, and she is like darkness, and she's got her arms wrapped around this beautiful princess, and they're both gripping a sword, and they're covered in shadows and flames. I cannot wait to read this. Oh my gosh. One of the reviews in the back that seems really fun is a delightful adventure where a sunshiny princess is forced into a reluctant alliance with a grumpy dragon. Lady Dragon is also a deeply important, timely examination of gender and autonomy. Yeah, I need that. I got it. I'm so excited. Thank you so much, Jay's House, for this beautiful book box. Y'all, I will link this book box below so you can also check it out if it's still available. If not, check out their bookstore as well. They have so many like books for kids. They have lots of romances. They have graphic novels. And we are here for supporting women-owned businesses. So please let me know which one of these books that you're like, please release the episode ASAP. Some of these episodes are already pre-recorded and good to go for this September and October. Some of them I need to read. But overall, this is my book haul. I think I covered like 8 or 9 books. There's so many. I'm holding up a stack of beautiful, beautiful books, and I cannot wait to share them all with you. I hope you have a wonderful day. Enjoy your autumn and come back. Listen, if you're listening on Spotify, leave me a little rating, follow, so you always get alerts. If you're listening on YouTube, subscribe, comment, be kind. Please give it a thumbs up, and I hope you come back for more bookish content. Bye, y'all.